This is me back here with podcast 413 with my guest, Brad White. How are you, Brad?
Doing great. How are you today, man?
Good, man. Good. So tell me a little bit about your early life and your career up to technology and your career up to graphic activism.
Sure, yeah. I didn't come into this as a political science major. I had a degree in computer engineering. I really like numbers and programming and math, and I got involved after I had a factory in Worcester, Massachusetts. We manufactured diamond cutting tools for cutting roads, concrete, asphalt. So we had a good company. My father, had started it with some other people, and it had been around for 40 years, but it was just too hard to compete in Massachusetts with the high cost of Romney Care, with the high electric costs, all the mandates and regulations. And so I sold that company, and after I sold it, I tried to make an impact and make it better for small businesses. And I just found that the people in Beacon Hill in Washington, D.C. weren't really helpful. And so I said, hey, I'm going to get involved and help people run for office. And that's what I did. And once I started getting involved in Republican politics here in Massachusetts, I realized that a lot of it comes down to votes and targeting. And behind the votes and targeting are databases.
Yeah.
And it just so happened I'm very good with databases. So I started doing some database programming, building lists, working with a lot of activists around the country. And here we are today.
Tell me what do you know about ballot chasing?
Ballot chasing, very important. I've worked in other states, and I'll just give you an example with some quantifiable numbers. In one county in New Jersey that I just did the analysis on, for every 100 Republican early ballots, there were 250 Democrat early ballots, and our yield was about 65%, and their yield was 75%. So what that says to me is that the Democratic machine is better utilizing the early ballots and the mail-in ballots than the Republicans to request more of them, and they're also getting more of them turned in. And so I'm not a huge fan of people voting for 3 weeks.
Right, me neither.
Those are the rules we have, and we gotta work them on our side.
So tell me how did you first meet Jim Lyons? Me and Jim actually go way back. I don't know if Jim told you, but me and Jim Lyons have been good friends for a long time. How did you first meet Jim Lyons?
In the Tea Party revolution around like 2009 or 2010, I believe he was running for state rep, and I was helping Tea Party candidates around the state. And I think I bumped into him then and realized he was a man of conviction. And so I like working with him.
Now, who do you say go on with the most in your Republican colleagues? Like, do you have a favorite, or do you pretty much want all of them that you like equally? Do you have a favorite that you like? I mean, that you would say?
Within Massachusetts or nationally? Or
let's go with Massachusetts first, and we'll go national. Massachusetts first.
Well, locally, there's a Sheriff Lou Evangelitis, who does a very good job. He runs very good campaigns, and he's very receptive. There's also Ryan Fatman. He's a state senator down here. And so the two of them are sort of local to me. And, they're usually there for a phone call, and I can get an update on what's going on. So those are probably two of my favorite local guys.
And what about national? Who would you say?
I'm still a big fan of Rand Paul.
Yep.
He's a U.S. Senator out of Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
I loved his dad, Ron Paul, and so I'm a big fan of Rand Paul as well.
How about Tim Scott? Do you like Senator Tim Scott?
Oh, absolutely. He's terrific as well. There are so many good Republican candidates out there.
Yeah.
People ask me who I prefer for vice president. Quite frankly, I'm happy with any of them. We just have to make sure that we get Joe Biden out of the White House. It's a disaster. The immigration policies, the economic, the inflation. We got to get this economy rolling again.
Now, how do you feel about Vivek Ramaswamy? Do you think he'd be a good future candidate at some point?
Yeah, he's very nice. I bumped into him at Grill 23 in Boston a couple weeks ago for a fundraiser for Bernie Moreno. And very down-to-earth guy, very nice. I think he has a bright future in the Republican Party.
Yeah. So why is it that the rhinos always attack the MAGA side, would you say? What is your assessment of that? Like, why is it a lot of the rhino candidates seem to go against the MAGA side, do you think?
With the candidates, a lot of candidates get into politics without really being aware of the blood sport it is in Massachusetts. And so a lot of them listen to consultants, and those consultants may have personal battles with people from past wars. And so they may just jump into the fray without really realizing why somebody's mad at somebody else.
Yeah.
And I have this expression I use all the time.
Yep.
I call it data over drama. Okay. I prefer to get Republicans elected, focus on that, not the noise. And I think that's one of the reasons why I've been successful.
Now, have you ever done your own podcast before? Like your own personal podcast or like the Brad Wyatt Show or anything like that?
No, not at all.
No.
I'm more of a behind the scenes guy. I try to get people elected. That's my job.
Your job.
Although now I guess we got to be out front more, talking and pointing out the terrible Democrat policies, and they are terrible, especially in a one-party state.
Oh, yeah.
Lack of transparency, lack of accountability. But no, I have not been doing podcasts before, so this is great. Appreciate you having me on.
Thanks, man. Thanks. And Brad, we'll hope to have you on again soon. And thanks for coming on. I hope to see you sometime at an event with Jim. Jim go way back. Hope to see you at sometime. I sing at events sometimes a lot too. So.
Oh, absolutely. I've been up at the barn several times, and
yeah.
We might have even crossed paths, and I just didn't know it at the time.
Yeah. All right, Brad. We'll keep in touch for sure, though. We'll hope we can keep in touch.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Keep up the great work.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Remind everybody, vote Trump and every other Republican on the ballot.
Vote early. Yeah, you have a vote early. Vote absentee. Whatever you got to do. Exactly.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Brad.
Have a good one.
You too, man. Thanks. Hey, guys, we on vacation next week, so no podcast till the week after. So thank you, guys. People had to understand that. I had to remind people, I'm on vacation this week.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.